Namaste. My name is Laura, and I'm so happy that you're here today joining me for this restorative practice for the Root Chakra, Muladhara. Muladhara translates into English to mean root support. And today, through a very grounding, very, very gentle practice of restorative yoga, quite an effortless practice, we will connect with the energy of this center. So in restorative yoga, we make use of lots of props and pillows, cushions, blocks, bolsters. I'll show you what I have here for our practice today. You would like a blanket to keep warm, and we can also use a blanket as a pillow or a prop. A block or two, or a couple of cushions. So please don't stress if you don't have blocks. Then you can make sure that you have two pillows just to support your body, support your head and neck for one of our poses that we'll enjoy together. And a bolster or two. Now, if you don't happen to have a bolster at all or two bolsters, don't worry. You can make use of bed pillows, larger bed pillows, or some folded blankets. So if you need to pause this video and gather up those items right now, then you can take your time to do that. Definitely worth the while to have all of the props and making use of any pillows, cushions, and blankets and things like that that you have in your space. Even books can make blocks. So when you are ready, we will meet back on the mat, and we are actually going to, this is important. Can you align your yoga mat or whatever you're practicing on, maybe a folded blanket or something like that? Can you align it next to a wall or a bed or a chair, a comfy chair, something like that, whatever is convenient in your space? We'll align our props to be where we would like to have them for our first restorative posture. So I like to use a blanket for my head for this restorative pose. I'll take that to the end of the mat. Taking a rectangular bolster or maybe some folded blankets or some bed pillows into the center of the mat, across the mat. And then another bolster or again folded blanket, and this prop isn't essential, it's just a nice touch, at the end of the mat. So you can place that at the opposite end of the mat. Good, so you're all set, and then what we'll enjoy is just some warming stretches before settling in to this posture. So you can come to your hands and knees and start to wag the tail from side to side. If it feels better to make fists with your hands rather than being flat down on the palms, that's a wonderful option. And after a few movements of the hips from side to side, perhaps you circle. Just warming, finding some pratyapana, some gentle lubricating movements for the hips and the low back. Circling one way and the other, or you may flow in figure eights. Breathing here. On your next inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the crown of the head, arching your spine. And as you exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, rounding through the back. We'll do that 3 times. Inhaling, cow stretch. Exhaling, cat stretch. Once more. Exhaling, cat. And inhaling to a neutral spine and table. And as we prepare to settle into this restorative pose, you're actually going to visualize or imagine, you might even be able to feel with your hands the bony hip points at the front of the pelvis. And these points, if you can imagine their location, we'll place that along the center of the bolster. So you can see the midline of your prop there. And we'll come to lay on top of this cushion. Now the tops of the feet might find your prop at the back of your mat. So put your feet up while you're here. Make sure that your low ribs, take a breath here. Notice that your low ribs can feather out all the way so they're not resting on the bolster. And then as you begin to relax down onto the earth with the pelvis on the bolster, your head, you can either rest your head with your neck neutral, so with the forehead coming down, or you may wish to turn your head to one side. And making sure that your pillow or your folded blanket is the right height for you. That it feels like a good height for your neck. Take time to smooth out through the front of the body. So if you need to shift and wiggle a little bit to get comfy, take that time. And continuing to rest here in this bump on a log pose. Resting down on the belly, the chest, with the pelvis softening over your prop. And what you might experience here is a release through the low back. A sense of grounding and connection to the earth. As she holds you, and the signals to your nervous system that you are supported. You might imagine the grounding energy from the earth seeping, soaking into your body with all of this contact to the earth through the body. Grounding energy seeps into your being, and you marinate in this soothing essence, letting go of any stories of the day, any to-do lists, any plans for later. Presencing yourself here and now. Releasing effort. Let your body be heavy. Knowing that any time you may need, you can press back into table and find those movements like cat-cow stretches or hip circles, or maybe into a child's pose if needed. And while you're comfortable here, really let go. Surrendering to gravity in our restorative postures. Begin to sense your breath. Practicing if it's comfortable and available for you. Dirga Pranayama, or full yogic breath. And this breath draws down into the belly, low ribs, then chest. Allow the breath to reach down into the abdomen here and feel the belly press gently against the bolster. Massaging a little bundle of neurons that stimulates a relaxation response in the nervous system. The enteric brain, low in the belly, massaging against your bolster with each breath. Signals of safety and comfort moving throughout your being. And continuing to breathe in this way with the full yogic breath. If your head is turned to one side, you may wish to position it the opposite way for the rest of our time here in this bump on a log pose. And moving slowly. Slowly to the opposite side. Shifting through the head, neck, any micro movements through arms or shoulders if needed. You might like the arms to rest in this cactus position, or perhaps extending through the arms any way that feels good. Returning to stillness. And continuing to enjoy Dirga Pranayama, full yogic breath. Belly, low ribs, and chest expand. Whole body surrendering to gravity and softening into the earth below. Giving yourself permission to relax. The root chakra, Muladhara, calls us to connect with the physical layer of our being, the physical body. Notice if there's any additional effort here that you could soften into relaxation. That you could liberate from effort or tension. Maybe the facial expression, the neck or shoulders, the arms or legs, low back, glutes, pelvic floor. Relaxing from head to toe. And take 3 more breaths here. take your time to bring your head to its neutral position. If you have it turned to one side, press down through your arms, through your hands, to make your way back into table pose. You might slide the bolster at the end of your mat back a little bit so that you can sit on the heels, resting in child's pose for a few breaths if you wish. I love to bring the forehead to the bolster here and just to rock the forehead from side to side, stretching, loosening through the neck. Stretches from table pose are also welcome. So just listening to your body and honoring what you need. And while you're moving intuitively and enjoying those stretches, those more dynamic flows and explorations, I'll demonstrate where we're headed next. And when we transition between postures, we let the movement be very intentional with deep breaths taken all the while. Let's take this bolster to the left side here. So again, you can keep moving and stretching and then just join me when you're ready. This second bolster we'll just set aside. So the bolster's alongside our mat, now closer to the end of the mat. You can use a combination of blocks or perhaps some cushions at the top of your mat where your head will rest. So if I have two blocks here, I like to make a stage or like a platform, an altar, and place a pillow on top. So that's a good height for me. We're coming to lay on this side of the body, on the right side. I also love to have a pillow handy over here on the left side so that I can snuggle a pillow. And the blanket you can use to keep yourself warm. So you could open it up and put it over top of the body at this time. Or maybe you use it as a pillow if needed. So we have our props over on the left side. We're set up for the head over here. And we lay on the right side, so facing your props. Laying on the right side, we extend through the right leg. Then this bolster here will be holding the left leg from the knee all the way to the foot. So we want to make sure that nothing is kind of dangling off and unsupported. Really hold that lower leg and scooch the bolster in nice and close. Get comfy there. This pillow's ready to hug. And then right arm can either extend or you might place it at your side like a cactus, sort of right angle, shifting through these props for your head and your neck. Make sure there's no effort at all through the head or the neck. Feeling held and supported. Now after you tuck in with a blanket and get yourself cozy and warm, you may hold a pillow with your left arm. It's like a little stuffy as a child, a stuffed animal. If you felt comfort by having something to hold in that way, to snuggle close to your heart. Connecting with the Muladhara chakra can connect us with a childlike energy as we hold space for ourselves to be nurtured, to be tended to and taken care of. Knowing that any time you can hold this space for yourself and listen to your being and honor your needs for rest, the essential need to do less. It's not sustainable to be on all of the time or on the go, in movement, in stimulation. We need to claim this time away from the hustle and bustle, out of the momentum of the day-to-day, and into the momentum of your intuition, the momentum of nature, honoring that just like nature, you will have cycles of energy, ebbs and flows, highs and lows. And we can intentionally take time to relax in stillness and quiet. To sustain and nourish our beings. Let's take 3 more deep breaths together on this side. Perhaps down into the belly. Good, and we'll take the transition to the opposite side very slowly and deliberately. And what I often do is roll onto the back and pass my props to the other side of my mat. So you can place your props over on the opposite side from this reclined position on your back. Good. And then rolling over onto the left side. From the left side body, we have left leg long, bolster supporting the right leg. Adjust your prop for your head, your altar for the head and neck, and hugging the bolster, or the cushion rather, in with the right side arm if you'd like. Find a comfortable position for the left arm, whether it extends in front or bends. And as we move along in our practice, you may find that your body is getting cooler. And you might wish to tuck in with a blanket so you can cover your body, tucking in with a blanket to keep warm if you haven't already. Scanning through the body. Notice if there are any areas where you could release a little more, the effort draining, melting away. body softening deeply down toward the earth. You might imagine the right side of the body sinking toward the left, while the left relaxes down toward the earth below. Surrendering to gravity. There isn't anywhere else to be at this time. There isn't anything else to do or take care of or tend to. This time is a space you have lovingly held for yourself to be nurtured. Feeling the sensation of relaxation all throughout your body. Sense the shape of your body. The points of contact you share with the earth, with the ground and your props. And know that you have every right to be here, exactly where you are, resting here. You deserve this time. Without any explanation to anyone. You are safe to rest and recharge. Begin to deepen your breath. You may breathe in and out of the nose, or in through the nose and out of the mouth. We're going to shift into our final posture. Really staying present with the breath as you stretch and wiggle. You can use your hands to lift yourself up. You might move the arms and legs to make your way toward a seat for just a few moments as we get ourselves settled into our final restorative pose. You can move your pillows to the side. You might like to have one to support your head in this posture. And you can come up close to your wall or couch or bed. We actually sit. This is my favorite way to transition into this pose, is to come to sit right beside. And I'll have a pillow ready. And then as you're sitting beside, we start to lay back, but we lay back and turn the body so that the legs begin to draw up the wall or your prop that you have handy, and your head can rest on your pillow. So taking your time to smooth out your back body, your clothing. You might like to tuck in with a blanket here. You can throw it over the feet if you'd like. It's okay if your bum comes away from the wall. I actually prefer that, as my hamstrings can be a little bit tight and my knees are prone to locking. So I like to be a little bit further away from the wall and just rest in this legs up the wall pose, Viparita Karani. Very soothing. Here we take our legs and our feet, our roots, and we elevate them, we lift them up and allow blood and lymph fluid to drain from the roots. This can be supportive for stress levels, for the immune system, the heart rate, the mind. Know that you can adjust anytime that you may need to. If there's any discomfort in the low back, you might place a pillow under your low back as well. Just honoring that every body is unique and you are welcome here as you are, exactly as you are, and take the time to get comfortable. Allow yourself to settle in. You may rest your hands on your body or at your sides. Arms can extend. Hands on the body can be a very grounding position, making this gentle touch, this connection with your body and allowing you to follow your breath. Perhaps coming back to Dirga Pranayama, the full yogic breath. Maybe a hand rests on the belly and floats up and down with every inhale and exhale. You might imagine an undercurrent moving from the feet, down into the legs, and toward the rest of the body, washing over you like a ripple like a wave of calm, relaxation, a soothing, nurturing energy traveling throughout your being. Feeling yourself sinking into gravity, down and back, deeply relaxed. And you can stay in this posture for as long as you feel called to. Whenever you feel complete, to come out of this pose and to close our practice, we can transition to a seat by bringing the knees in toward the chest or out toward the underarm area. Give yourself a gentle squeeze, a big hug. Let's rock from side to side, and just know this rocking is completely optional. So whatever feels best for your back. And we'll all roll toward one side. And from this fetal position, you might rest. Settling. Integrating. And just noticing. Welcoming in the benefit of your practice and trusting that these benefits will ripple into the rest of your day. And we'll rise to a seat, slowly, gently transitioning. Coming to a tall seat that's comfortable for your body at this time. Gathering the hands palm to palm at the heart. The eyes may close, the head can bow down toward the space. Noticing your connection to Muladhara chakra. Awareness can draw down toward the pelvic floor area, the sits bones, the legs and feet, the points of contact your body shares with the ground. Hopefully feeling calmed, grounded, supported by this restorative practice today. It's my wish for you. Also wishing you peace, love, and light. You can flutter open through the eyes as you're ready. Take all the time you need to come back to your space. Know that I'm so grateful for you, for being here today. Grateful to you for your presence, for practicing with me this Root Chakra restorative yoga session. I have lots of other Root Chakra themed content on my channel here, so be sure to subscribe to my channel and check out some of those other videos. And I also am adding some sacral chakra, so the root chakra is the first, sacral chakra svadhisthana, the second chakra. So soon enough there will be lots of sacral chakra, water element themed practices, restorative practices for you to enjoy. I'll have links for you to find different content in the description and in the comments below. And maybe you check in with me in the comments about if you had a favorite posture out of those 4 that we practiced today. So the first one was bump on a log, then we did supported fetal pose and legs up the wall. You can let me know how you feel after. And so much love to you. I'll see you very soon in the next video.